Good evening, you're watching KiniNews and I'm your host Prasad. Najib Abdul Razak may be convicted for corruption, but is still very much Bosku in many people's eyes. MRT Corp even invited him to preview the Putrajaya line a day before it was launched by the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob officially launched the Putrajaya MRT line today. However, Najib Abdul Razak was given a preview ride yesterday, one day ahead of the official launch. MRT Corp CEO Mohammad Zarif Hashim said an invitation was extended to Najib, all because he simply asked. Zarif said Najib tweeted that he would love to be on the train, and because of the tweet, MRT Corp replied. Zarif also refused to comment on criticisms that Najib was given special treatment. Meanwhile, Ismail Sabri said today that MRT Corp had the right to do so. He said he didn't want to comment on MRT Corp's motivations as it's their right.
I don't know. I have no idea. Saya tak tahu. Ini mungkin MRT jemput dia, saya tak tahu.
As you know, he actually tweeted, I would love to be on the train. So because of his tweet, so we actually answered to the tweet.
But there is some backlash in the social media now.
That one is also big.
Ya. Okey, saya tak nak komen. Ya, dari segi niat daripada MRT menjemput saya pun tidak tahu. Ya. Sebab hari ini saya baru lancarkan. Ya, saya baru lancarkan dan semalam MRT jemput. Itu hak MRT lah.
On May 21st, Najib said he could not wait to try out MRT2 on his Facebook page. It was not a tweet. Yesterday, Najib uploaded photographs and video clips of him and several family members going on a ride on MRT2. All the MRT projects were initiated when Najib was Prime Minister.
Najib is appealing the SRC graft case, and to help his case, he is seeking to appoint a Queen's Counsel to act for him in his appeal. However, there is a hiccup in the hearing of the application.
The Kuala Lumpur High Court Judge Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh has disclosed that his family member belonged to the same party as former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. As a result, he voluntarily withdrew from presiding over an application to allow a Queen's Counsel from the United Kingdom to act for Najib in his 42 million ringgit SRC International Corruption Case appeal. The judge informed this to the lawyers for Najib, the Bar Council, the KL Bar Committee and the prosecution during this morning's case management of the Queen's Counsel bid. Ahmad Farid put on record that one of his family members is an active member and divisional leader of the same party as Najib. Jonathan Laidlaw, a Queen's Counsel from the United Kingdom, seeks to act for Najib in his appeal. The federal court has set 10 days in August to hear Najib's final appeal to quash his conviction as well as a 12-year jail sentence and 210 million ringgit fine in the SRC graft case.
The federal government has been told not to treat Johor like a stepchild. The Johor Sultan also said the state could possibly be better off if it stood on its own.
Johor ruler Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar has urged the federal government to give more allocation to the state. He said every year almost 13 billion ringgit of federal revenue is collected from Johor, and it remains a key contributor to the national economy. He warned the federal government that the state should not be treated as a stepchild, forcing it to leave Malaysia. He said Johor would possibly be more developed if it stood on its own feet. The Sultan said this when opening the first session of the 15th Johor Legislative Assembly at Kota Iskandar in Iskandar Puteri today. The Sultan also called on the federal government to immediately fulfill its promise to upgrade the North-South Highway to 6 lanes and the Sungai Desaru Highway to 4 lanes entirely. He then expressed sadness over the condition of federal buildings that are not well maintained, such as Sultanah Aminah Hospital, Sultan Ismail Hospital, and the Customs, Immigration and the Sultan Iskandar Quarantine Complex.
The Johor Sultan also announced today that he will be taking a break from official duties to rest.
Johor ruler Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar has announced that he will be taking a break from his royal duties. He has appointed Crown Prince Tunku Ismail as regent to fill in his stead starting today. The Sultan was quoted as saying by Sinar Harian that he wants to rest for a while, starting today. He announced this after officiating the second Johor State Assembly meeting. Last week, Tunku Ismail announced his decision to take a step back and hand over control of the Johor Darul Taksim Football Club to its top management. In a post on the club's official Facebook page, Tunku Ismail said the decision was made due to his other responsibilities and commitments.
We really don't know when the elections will be held at this point, but Ismail Sabri is certainly feeling generous.
Good news for folks in the Klang Valley. Rapid KL will provide free rides for all public transport services for 30 days starting today. The announcement was made by Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob in conjunction with the launch of the MRT Putrajaya Line Phase 1. Ismail Sabri said the move would help Malaysians struggling with the rising cost of living. This initiative covers MRT, LRT, BRT, KL monorail and Rapid KL buses.
PAS has met the Selangor Sultan over the Bon Odori festival and the party says they have no problems.
PAS has assured that there are no problems between the party and Selangor ruler Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah over the Bon Odori festival. This is after PAS State Commissioner Ahmad Yunus Hairi had an audience with the ruler yesterday. Speaking on the matter, Selangor PAS Secretary Roslan Shahir Muhammad Shahir said the ruler wanted to know the party's position on the Bon Odori festival. He said the Sultan gave his views and PAS also conveyed to him that the party respected his stance. Speaking to the New Straits Times yesterday, he said PAS also told the Sultan that the party is supportive of the palace's role in uniting the Rakyat. While noting Selangor PAS concurred with Religious Affairs Minister Idris Ahmad, who advised Muslims against participating in the festival, Roslan, however, stressed that the party was not calling for the festival to be cancelled. He said Selangor PAS stands by Idris's statement, as it was merely advice to Muslims not to attend. The audience at Istana Bukit Kayangan came after Yunus's June 10th call to bar Muslims from taking part in the Bon Odori festival. Sultan Sharafuddin, however, disagreed with the minister's view that the event was religious in nature and asked Idris to attend the event himself. The Bon Odori is a dance during the Bon festival which honors the spirits of ancestors and has roots in Buddhism and Shinto. The dance itself is originally meant to welcome the spirits of said ancestors. However, outside of Japan, the event has largely been stripped of religious connotations.
PAS has fired shots at Amno once again, this time saying the government is stable. However, the same cannot be said about some Amno leaders.
PAS Vice President Muhammad Amar Abdullah dismissed the need for a snap general election. He also fired a salvo at Amno leaders who are pushing for it. According to him, the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob is stable. However, he said it is those in Amno with vested interests who are unstable. Amar said the situation could become volatile if the opposition attempted to topple the government or if one of the parties in the ruling coalition withdrew its support. The opposition has pledged to support the current government until the next general election. Previously, Amno Supreme Council member Muhammad Puat Zarkashi, who is aligned with the faction pressing for the polls, criticized the party's former Secretary General Anwar Musa for claiming the government is stable. Former Premier Najib Abdul Razak and Amno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi have been pushing the Prime Minister to hold the election.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.